Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talking TVL. I'm your digital host, Breona Winn, and if you don't know what this is our pre-show to the lifestyle show called Tennessee Valley Living, which airs every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Happy Monday. Lots of fun things happening this week on the show. We've got Easter outfits today. Later this week, we've got Huntsville Symphony Orchestra stopping by, and then we're ending the week with Chat on the Mat and so much more in between. But before we dive into the details of today's show, let's do what my cousin Usher said best. And we're going to take that and rewind it back, okay, all the way back to last Friday. We ran a new episode of Women of True Grit, and this episode is all about Miss Sunny Brown. So let's take a look.
Hand, founder of Women of True Grit. I like to use the metaphor of a pearl. Inside of an oyster shell is a speck of grit that goes through irritations to form a beautiful pearl. Like women that go through irritations in life, they navigate to become the person they want to be. This week's Woman of True Grit is Sunny Brown. She's a late bloomer comedian, and she's going to be sharing some of her story growing up around family alcoholism. You won't want to miss this story.
When you're growing up with an alcoholic in the family, and in my case it was my father, you have no idea, how they're going to be when they show up, when they come home. You don't know what's going to set them off, so you don't invite your friends over. You don't really allow people to get too close because you're embarrassed, and you just have no control. You're a total lack of control over the situations in your life and your circumstances and your environment. So you just try to, keep yourself as far away from it as you can. I threw myself into my dancing classes and band, so things that took me out of the house. He didn't have a temper. Not when he was drunk, really, actually. He could have a temper when he wasn't drinking, to tell you the truth. He was a Marine, an ex-Marine, and he could be more, he loved to get in your face and scream at you, It wasn't, there was no corporal punishment, A lot of parents back in that day, spank you or whatever, but it was just he would get in your face and scream. They say humor comes from tragedy plus time, right? Humor is tragedy plus time. I don't think it has to be so dramatic as tragedy. My parents did end up getting divorced when I was 15, and we all knew and expected it to be coming at some point, right? It was not a surprise. It was a relief, really. When I met Billy, my husband, Billy Brown, he was just the nicest, and he is the nicest person I've ever met. They had us go to premarital counseling, and I said, he's nothing like my father. And we've been married 36 years now. I have had to become more calm because I actually brought with me the outbursts that could happen. And I had to learn to control that because Billy came from, I always said it was the Leave It to Beaver family, And so he was a very calming influence. It's so strange to find a part of yourself later in life that you didn't even know existed. It was a true discovery for me. Aside, I did not realize that I had a talent for writing and comedy. Even though I had done comedy, I didn't know that I was truly a comedian, and I had no idea I could write. I think that you do have to sit with yourself, ask yourself how you're feeling. I think the catalyst for me was I was becoming an empty nester, right? And thinking, oh, what now? Because that had been what I'd chosen to do. And then you start just sort of internally connecting with yourself, your higher self, And I think the answers, they show up. They come when you start exploring. I think that you have to believe in yourself. I absolutely think you have to believe in yourself, and that you can get through anything that is put in your path. I do think that having a sense of humor about things can help you through so many things in life. Being able to find some sort of grace about it, something that can make you smile or laugh, find something that helps you through the other side. And I do come back to humor. I really do come back to humor. It's made it a lot easier to get through. I'm Sunny Brown, and I am a woman of true grit.
Okay, again, that is Sunny Brown with this episode's Women of True Grit. If you like what you saw and you want to see more episodes, make sure you go to tvliving.com, and on the first or on the top of the website, there's a section that literally says Women of True Grit. That way you can watch all of the episodes that we've ran previously and just stay up to date and with who is the most recent Women of True Grit. Okay, after the break, we were taking a deep dive into who's coming on the show today. All right, our first guest for the day, you know her, you love her. Miss Jocelyn Claiborne, aka TVL's booking and content producer. She's hopping in the blue chair today to tell us all about Letterboxd. Now, I have to be completely honest, I am very excited for this segment, mainly because I have no idea what this is. But on a personal note, hear me, when I say I trust this woman basically with my entire life, she is, I mean, this is bound to be a good find. Now, I did look at the website, and I want to show you, of course, hey, I say it all the time, if you know me, you know I love a good website tour. So let me pull up my Google Chrome, give me 1 second. And I want to share with you the website. Okay, here we are. So letterboxd.com, that's where I went. Basically, it is a site where you track films that you've watched. You can save it, and you can tell your friends what's good. I'm not quite sure if this is like a review type of station, or like, I don't know if you watch shows with your friends. I'm not quite sure, but again, this is why it's important that you're tuned in today and you're watching the show, because clearly, I mean, she when it comes to like film or just a movie, Jocelyn just knows it all. And if she doesn't know it all, she knows people who does, okay? Again, I trust her when it comes to creativity 110%. So I'm very excited. She'll be on around 11:15 today. And make sure you tune in. Again, if she says it's a thing, I'm tuned in. This girl, when it comes to film, is a beast. She also loves to cook, and she's just great overall. I can talk about her all day, but I'm not going to do that. Just know she's on the show today at 11:15. Okay. Also, around 11:30. Okay, we've got Easter looks. Now, if you did not know, Easter is coming up soon, and by soon, I literally mean this upcoming Sunday. And if you're like me, and you had no idea that Easter was upon us, well, you're in luck, okay? Dillard's is here in studio with some very cute Easter outfits, okay? So I was looking at the pictures that they sent in. I'm very curious to see what the looks are today. Of course, Shantana with Dillard's, she'll be in, and she always brings her live models. It's looking like the color palette this year is like earth tone, green, white neutral situation. I'm not quite sure. So here's another picture of a dress. Again, that green shade. I don't know. I'm excited though, nonetheless. Every time Shantana comes with Dillard's, they always have the cutest outfits. So I hope my sisters are watching, because we've got to get our color palettes together for Sunday church, okay, this week. Last year we did do greens. I don't know if we want to do pink, maybe a little bit of purple, yellow. I don't know. Again, I'm excited because I had no idea that Easter was coming up so fast. Like, I knew it was this month, but I didn't know it was this fast. So definitely have to tune in so I can get my outfit ideas together for this week. Okay. And rounding out the show today, we have Rob Shirak Bari. I hope I did not butcher that last name. Okay, well, he's stepping into the Zoom room, and he is a songwriter. He is known for working with artists like Dionne Warwick and Burt Bacharach. Again, I hope I did not butcher that last name. But anyways, he is leading a tour with the stop in Atlanta, and he's featuring some of Burt's work. So today, Peyton's going to sit down in the Zoom room, okay, and chat with him today to hear more about his career and what to expect from the upcoming tour. And that's it. Very simple day. I'm excited. Like I said, we've got Jocelyn at the beginning, we've got outfits in the middle, and then we've got a nice Zoom interview at the end. So lots of versatility, okay? Lots of different elements in the show today. But nonetheless, I hope you have a great day. This is Talking TVL. We do this every Monday, not Monday, every weekday, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. And again, we just get a nice behind the scenes look of what's happening at Tennessee Valley Living. I'll rerun some packages like I did at the beginning of the show. Sometimes I'll give you a sneak peek at what's to come. You never know. This is why you have to tune in at 10 a.m., okay? And without further ado, that is it. That is all. Now, around 10:30, I've been trying to make sure I get in the habit of letting you all know to tune in at 10:30 because our meteorologists for the day, they like to come in, do a light live stream, if you would, maybe about 10-15 minutes, just giving you an update on what the weather is for the day. And I think it's cool. I've been saying this. It's cool because you get to talk to them on a more personable level. So if you're joining via Facebook or YouTube, you can comment, ask questions, and they've got their comments pulled up. That way that they can see what you're asking and answer your questions live and in action. So super cool, and everyone loves the weather around here. So yes, awesome opportunity. And if you don't catch it at 10:30 today, you have another opportunity tonight at 9:30 to hear from our meteorologist as well. So lots of opportunities to chat and get your weather update for the day. Okay, so that's all I have. Have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. for another episode of Talking TVL.